Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Bantikow, where hopefully I haven't broken the soil mod. Off screen in between recording the last episode and this one, which was quite unusual because same day I'm recording as usual, like more than one episode, but I took the soil mod out of my mods folder and I edited one line of it. Oh, dang it, I can't remember what the line of it was. If you need to do the same thing as I did to increase the growth control aspect, it's in the growth control.lua, and the line you need to edit is, I think it tells you that it's like, yeah, I think there's a comment on it that it's this will tell the game, you know, no, it won't do. No, I'm confusing myself. Basically, what I've done is I've edited the soil mod so that now it will do one growth stage every 3 days as opposed to every 1 day, because every 1 day is just a bit, well, on this size of map and the size of the map that I'm going to be using for this specific series with the soil mod installed, I kind of need it to be running slower than it should, especially seeing as I'm doing this single player. Now I just need to check to see if this is working. Oh, beautiful. So I can wrap the hay. You'll notice that it's quite a bit later and the bale wrapper has an hour's usage gone. The reason for that is I didn't I'm recording quite late. The previous episode was recorded about 7 o'clock ish at night. It's now 10 past 10 at night, and basically when I finished the first episode I didn't know when I'd be called for my dinner, and I didn't want to, you know, run off from the middle of an episode and forget where I was, so I didn't record. I finished up doing the grass wrapping just in time, might I add, and then I edited soil mod to have the growth control the way I wanted it, which, yes, it's unfortunately that means that both the soil mod, the specific soil mod that I'm now using, and the specific Bantikow I'm now using are both private edits, and luckily I didn't break either of them, which, if I broke soil mod that'd be a bit of a shame, but I could re-edit that. If I broke Bantikow, I have a backup version of the map without soil mod that would work fine. I actually have a backup of soil mod itself as well. So if you're doing any mod edits, like what I did, even if it's just editing one number, which is literally how I fixed soil mod to work the way that bale's gone. Yeah, what I had to do is just fix one number in the growth control Lua file for soil mod, and it works exactly how I want it to now, which is perfect. But yeah, that's kind of, they're the only kind of edits I'll do, is just small tinkery things and installing soil mod on maps that didn't originally have soil mod and that sort of stuff. So don't expect me to be, for the time being at least, don't expect me to be making a full map. I'm not going to rule it out. I know I did in the past, but I'm not going to rule out making from scratch a full farm sim map. It's unlikely, but it might happen. I will do small edits of mods for myself, such as soil mod and Bantikow, or, you know, soil mod I've edited it just to have longer growth times, so that I can work on Bantikow, which I edited to have soil mod in the first place. I can work on it without having all of my crops wither and being forced to use only like 2 fields. So that's it. What else do I need to talk about? Oh, yes. I was mentioning last week that I was considering doing Gran Turismo 4 on the channel. That's probably not going to happen because, well, I want to have one game I can play a lot of. Whoop. Okay. I'm gonna be fade there. Gonna have to edit that. What happened there, and you don't see it, but I sure as hell did. What happened there was my sound, the USB sound equipment that I'm using. I'm using a sound equipment. I sound so fancy. I'm using a USB hub with like 4 USB ports, and it tends to be a bit fussy from time to time when it isn't plugged into the mains, and it's not currently plugged into the mains, so it's being a bit of a twat. It bugged out and just stopped everything for a second, and then mysteriously came back as quickly as it went. So I had no sound for like 3 seconds. I was just about to toggle recording and go to fix it when it fixed itself, which is nice. So I know wrapping bales isn't the most fantastic thing in the world to watch, especially hay bales, because this has absolutely... my apologies. This has essentially no effect, other than... Did I bring my water up? I think I forgot to bring up my water. I did. I forgot to bring up my water. I'm a fool. I brought my water downstairs so I could drink it with dinner. I didn't drink it. Now, oh no, I did drink it because it was chicken curry and it was really spicy and I needed something to wash it down with. Never mind. I think I've left it on the stairs now. Oh no, never mind. I actually have it. I am happy. Yes, I was talking about Gran Turismo 4. See, I do occasionally remember what I'm talking about when I just manage to distract myself mid-sentence. That's probably not going to happen because, number one, Gran Turismo 4 is a game that I would need probably about 1,000 episodes to complete. Number two, I'm terrible at Gran Turismo 4 as it turns out. And number three, the emulator I'm using isn't particularly stable. If I had like unlimited money, I would buy a PS2, get a capture card, and buy a new Gran Turismo 4 disc. And I'm not going to rule that out for the future, to be honest. I would love to be able to play old PS2 games on the channel, because in my opinion the PlayStation 2 is the greatest console ever invented, because it just doesn't die. Discs are a bit ipsy-dipsy, but the actual console itself, I never had a problem with my PS2, and it's God knows how many years old now. It's what, 12 years old I think my PS2 is, and it still runs perfectly. So yeah, Gran Turismo 4 is not going to happen for now. It might in the future, I'm not going to rule it out, but the emulator is a bit wonky and autosaves don't seem to work, which causes problems. I've done the same races and the same missions several times and just like forgotten to save manually, and then the game went, no, you never autosave. What autosave? But I've also discovered that the autosave mod in Farm Sim doesn't play nice if you don't save the map immediately after you start it with soilmod. You'll have noticed that Bantikow, when I started, there was no issue. That's because the save game existed. The save game already existed. I literally just took the map out, edited it, didn't change any of the naming stuff or the file name or anything, and I plunked it back into the game without having edited anything other than the i3D file to make it soilmod compatible. And oh, a few things you need to know if you want to edit a map to put soilmod in, and I suppose I should cover this. Number one, you will need to download soilmod, obviously. Number 2, you will, for your own ease, need Notepad++, or another kind of Notepad editor. You can probably use Notepad with it, but it does look a bit messy in Notepad, because you are editing code, essentially. And number 3, you need Notepad itself to open the .text file that comes with soilmod that tells you how to install it on the map. And I found Notepad is particularly helpful with the soilmod.txt file, the instructions, because you can use the replace all function. That's how I did it in 5 minutes. It tells you... Here's why I use Notepad and Notepad++ to edit it. And I know you guys didn't see it because I didn't record any tutorial, because I forgot. I'll record it on... I'll download a Bjornholm mod map and record a tutorial, and I'll put it up later today. I'll actually record the tutorial probably tomorrow, but I'll upload the... well, I'll schedule the video to go live at 4 PM. I decided 4 PM today. If you're watching like at 3 PM, because I know one or two people usually watch this video with these videos within an hour of them going live. If you want to find out how to install soilmod, because I said I didn't in the last episode, I said there wasn't going to be a tutorial. Changed my mind. Just hang around until 4 o'clock. It'll appear magically, assuming I remember to record it, of course. But it will appear eventually, and I will install soilmod on a Bjornholm mod map that I'll download from FS UK later on tonight, and I'll just use that as an example. What do I need to say? Oh yes, if you are doing that, actually I'll go through this in the tutorial that I'll do. There are a few mods you need to watch out for that a map might have, that you cannot have them in the same map as soilmod, or else problems. But yes, as for the edit I did, I'm not going to record a tutorial for that, because I don't think many people want to slow down soilmod. It slows the game down a lot as it is, especially on kind of multiplayer servers where you can have people out spreading slurry and then people following them on with the plow. I just made the edit for convenience, because I don't want to have Courseplay doing literally everything for me, and I want some time to play with, because off screen I had to look at the map, of Bantikow. Bring it up here. You can see fields 5, 18 and 21 were all barley, and that took 17 hours. They're all reasonably big fields. Now look at the yellow fields, the ones that have canola. Fields 4, 8, 17 and 1. They're all quite big fields as well. In fact, field 8 is bigger than field 5 by the looks of things. Field 17 is almost definitely bigger than field 18, and the other two are most definitely bigger than field 21. So I would not have had the time to do all of this wrapping and all of this donkey work and housekeeping stuff before all the canola withered. So I actually had to do it, had to edit the map, or the soil mod, to buy myself extra time. You'll also have noticed in the last episode, when the game for some reason was freaking out over me pausing, I've got plant growth turned off. Soilmod ignores that setting, so there is no way to stop your plants from growing. Another reason that I slowed down Soilmod. I didn't even realize I had plant growth turned off. I think Soilmod might do that by default, which would be cool, but annoying. So yes, a couple of edits done. Everything is good now. I've got everything, I think, the way I want it to be. I'm gonna test out my soil mod edit in a different map. It turns out that the 1 PM growth that happened in the last episode was just because it had passed midnight in game, and the mod had scanned for it and said, oh, hang on, I should have updated the growth stage like 13 hours ago in game. That's why it suddenly decided to kick in at 1 PM. I look at the code and it shouldn't have done that, but it did. Which I might, for the first time on FS UK, put something in the support topic just to let guys know, the freelance mod team, freelance modding crew, I apologise, that that may be an issue that people will deal with, where if they install soil mod on a map they're already playing with, it will do growth calculations backdated to when the map started. So, and I'm actually going to put that as a disclaimer in the previous episode. That will have been a disclaimer in the previous episode, just because I didn't know that would happen, and I'm sure you guys will have no idea that would happen. So if you do, because I can imagine having gone a week in this game and then installing soil mod, installing soil mod, not installing soil mod, installing soil mod, and then having everything instantly just go dead because you installed soil mod. That would have been just so frustrating, and it's a kind of a mixed blessing that soil mod arrived when it did, because yes, it's making the game harder, and yes, it's adding the challenge, but oh my god, I would have actually just quit YouTube forever if soil mod had killed all of my crops. Just instantly killed all of them, except the grass, which doesn't wither. The other thing is, soil mod, if you have multi-fruits enabled, it does cope with, from what I can see, it copes with most multi-fruit maps. It has like wheat, lucerne, wheat there, obviously, lucerne, rye, rice, soybean. It copes with most of them. I have no idea where to get in-game what things like and don't like, which is a minor issue. Whoops. Could it be here? No. One thing I did notice is if I hit Alt-I, I get up a lovely display of the pH. If I hit it again, there's the soil moisture levels. There's the nitrogen content of the soil. I'm just gonna go up to the next bale. And here is the potassium and phosphorus levels of the soil. You can turn it right off. It's a nice visual display of a 1x1 area on the map, which lets you know, how the soil is doing in a specific area. If you need to throw more nutrients at it, if you need to throw some water on it, or what you need to do with it. So I like that feature. So how long are we going? Good. I have my stopwatch going again. As I always do, I almost never now, I actually never just record without the stopwatch running. I don't trust the time that OBS gives me, because I usually just leave it warm up and run for a few seconds before I start talking. So the time on OBS says 19 minutes 13 seconds, and my stopwatch has just ticked over to that time now. There's about a 2 to 3 second difference in the time, which isn't a lot, but I just like having my stopwatch running. Gives me a use for my phone when I'm recording, I suppose. Yeah. I was gonna say something, but then as soon as I came around to saying it, I just completely forgot. I hope you guys like the new sound setting I'm using. I can turn up the in-game volume again, ever so slightly, because I know it is very quiet now. It's not actually that quiet in my ear holes, but I've noticed that it is very quiet in the videos. So if you want me to bump up the sound volume to just a small bit, I can do it in OBS, and there's no issues there. I wouldn't have a problem with that. I've got a lot of wrapping to do. And again, the reason I'm over... you'll have noticed that I've always got things for longer than I actually need them. Like this wrapper, I only really needed a 2-hour rental by the looks of things. And the reason I got 3 is because I didn't know that. I'm just using this initial time with the rentals as a test, essentially. And the first hay bale I wrapped was a test to see if the bale extension actually did overwrite the normal function of the game, which is to instantly create silage bales from hay. And bale extension does that, so now I'm getting wrapped hay bales, which is good because they are now weather resistant. That's the entire reason I'm wrapping them, is so that I can, if need be, just abandon them in the field for a couple of days. And just need to get the weather forecast. It doesn't look like it's actually going to be a problem until Sunday, which is nice, I suppose. And today in game is that button Tuesday. Beautiful. This video goes live on a Tuesday, I swear. But yeah, there's something about having wrapped bales all over the place that just looks nice. Because I think the clip distance is slightly increased on the wrapped bales over normal bales, so it makes your fields look like they've got some sort of disease, but it does look nice, I must admit. I'm either gonna pick them up off screen or do in the next episode. I don't know. One thing I do know is I need to sort the canola. I need to start on the canola harvest. Probably with field 1 actually. I'm going to go for the farthest field first, and that is field 1. It doesn't kind of look like it, but it is. I can also check down at the garden centre while I'm down there if I can buy seeds and fertilizer down there, because I do need a fertilizer trigger point somewhere on the map. If I can't, I'm going to have to get a mod that... I'll probably get a service trade of some description, just so that if there's an emergency and if I need emergency seeds or fertilizer, if I run out of seeds or fertilizer, because I do need them, and while having the free production is great, it is quite low, and it's quite hungry on silage, slurry and solid manure, so and not seeds, grain. Considering how much grain and solid manure and liquid manure you have to put in, you're not there's not a big benefit of seeds. You're not. I'm gonna tab over and show you, because the Ursus is right here. Like, oh, yep, seed production has now officially stopped, as has fertilizer production. So we have 10,000 seeds exactly from the however much grain we put in, and 12,333 litres of fertilizer. That's it. That's our lot, and I think 10,000 litres of seeds should actually it might cover 5 and 18. I think field 21 would be touch and go. I will of course try it, and I'm going to do something that might... Oh, I can't. Oh. I was going to use a mod seeder that has fertilization enabled, but I can't because of soil mod. It's not soil mod enabled because soil mod has only just been released. I'm going to have to get rid of the mod. Oh, that's wonderful. I got it just so that I could use it on this map, and I'm going to have to get rid of it. Ah, brilliant. I do have a backup that I actually got just in case it didn't work. So I will be using to seed up the entire map. Initially rented, of course, an Amazon Condor, a 15-meter seeding platform. And the reason I'm going to be renting it is because I don't have the money to buy it. And I need to get rid of some of the pigs, because I think we're running quite high on pigs ready for slaughter. Yeah, 42. That should fill the trailer, actually. So, yeah, I think in the next episode we're going to be selling pigs and giving them some water. Probably going to give them water first. Because there's no shortage of on the map. And actually there's a decent lake on the way to the pigs, which is nice. Kind of on the way to the pigs. If I go a bit of a longer way, but yeah. So I'm going to end the episode here because I'm running over time, as I always do. What's that? Samsung account notice. Oh dear. My phone's got an account notice from Samsung, which is never a good thing, I think. Unless that's an April Fool's joke. Might be an April Fool's joke. Anyway, I'm going to leave it here. I've been Rainbow Dave. You've been watching Farming Simulator 15 on Bantikow. Please comment, like, and subscribe and all that stuff. I've decided I am going to just rent out the round bale stacker off screen and stack up the bales that way because of reasons. It's actually slightly easier if I do that. So by the time I come back to you guys, we'll be ready to probably, I would think, get some herbicide and weed prevention into some of the fields, because that is going to be an issue. I'll need to write down somewhere. I'll need to actually have a look at the page again, the README for soilmod, because it does tell me what I need to do in terms of herbicides and fertilizers, because there are different kinds of fertilizer, I believe. Unless that's been changed for 2015, but the installation definitely is a lot easier than it was in 2013. Oh my god, so much easier. So yeah, I'm gonna end it here. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, when we'll be doing things, stay safe, and goodbye!